Hi everyone, we are here at Flink Forward, and I'm super excited to be with Xintong from Alibaba. Xintong, very nice to have you on the Ravit Show. It's your debut, and super excited to chat about Flink Agents, agentic AI, and much more that's happening in this space. Good to have you on the Ravit Show.
Thank you for having me. Hi everyone. My name is Xintong. I'm from Alibaba Cloud,
Yeah.
and I'm a Flink PMC member. And I'm also working on Flink's lakehouse integration and AI stuff. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for that quick intro, Xintong. I'm kind of curious to learn about Flink Agents, but let's start from the beginning. What is Flink Agents and how did the idea originate? Can you tell us a little more?
Okay. So Flink Agent is basically a framework for building agentic AI applications,
Yep.
but different from other agent frameworks. So Flink Agents would be more focused on some kind of what we call system-triggered agents, which is basically not interacting with people, but interacting with data and events continuously generated from systems and data sources, for example, like some financial transactions or click streams on websites and also IoT sensors, those kind of things. Yeah. So that's Flink agents. And well, actually, the idea came out like earlier this year when we were thinking about this question that what can Flink do in this AI era?
Right. Right.
And we have been thinking about multiple ideas like preparing real-time data for AI. That's what the Flink community was working on these years. But we are thinking about whether we can take one more step forward, and then this idea comes out like we did the investigation about the AI agent things, and we
Nice.
just occasionally find that the agent architecture is quite matching with Flink because it's event driven, it's real time, and someday it needs to be in a large scale with
Exactly.
a distributed system. So those kind of things are exactly what Flink is good at. So we came up with this idea and we dig into it and just evolve into the Flink agents this project today. Yeah.
No worries. That's actually super exciting in how the idea kind of came through as well. Y'all are thinking about scalability. Y'all are thinking about the next big thing as well. And with agents, definitely y'all are doing pretty good. And I've been kind of hearing a lot about Flink agents too, so which is great.
Yes, thank you.
Also curious to know what makes Flink a strong foundation for building agent-based AI frameworks. What was the thought process there?
Well, actually, it's like when you think about agents, like I just said, you it can be categorized into two types: the user requested triggered and the system triggered. For
Right.
user request trigger, it's like you have this kind of a text box and you type into your question or task, so the AI will do the task for you, and that would be like a response in maybe a few seconds or a few minutes, and it's completely online. And if there's something goes wrong, the user can just retry this request. But when you think about the system-triggered agents, it would be like, for example, so first of all, it's large scale because the system's machines will generate the events and data in a higher amount and frequency compared to user request. So you need this distributed processing.
Right.
And also when it's distributed and when it's long running, so you don't have people to supervise this kind of agents. Then when something goes wrong, it has to recover by themselves, and it has to be correct, be
Right.
consistent. So that is exactly what Flink is good at. So we observe that Flink is event driven. Internally, it's event driven, and it's real time. It's distributed. It's the data processing engine, and with a bit more capabilities, it can be a good match for the agent world.
Yep. And those are fantastic insights. I'm kind of also curious to know a little bit about the use cases that Flink, can really solve. So if you can share a little bit about that.
Well, I was thinking maybe giving one example about the live streaming. So when you do live
Very important.
streaming, you will receive a lot of like user comments in
Right.
real time,
Right.
and sometimes it's impossible for the host to read all these messages in real time because he's doing the live streaming at the same time.
Right.
And
Exactly.
currently, usually what happens is like there's a backup team to read all these messages, to get the information, and to give suggestions and hints to the host to adjust
The conversation
the,
according to.
yeah, the content.
Yeah.
But with agent with the system trigger agent powered by Flink, you
Very
can
cool.
just analyze all these comments in real time
Yeah.
and generate insights. For example, giving some kind of summary about what is the uh, most most interested topics and questions, and the host can just respond to those questions.
Love it.
And also, it can give you insights about well, who's watching on this video. Is there more children, or is there more aged people? Is there more men or women? So that you can adjust the topic to make sure that people are satisfied with the topic. So these are all things that can be do in real time. You no longer need a big backup team.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
think
one example. Yeah.
that's massive use case as a host. Definitely myself,
Yeah.
if I get the context while I'm doing a real time streaming in on a live show, if I kind of obviously understand the specifics of what the audience is kind of curious about and what they're wanting to learn, and if the agents are kind of doing it in the background, it is massive help for us. So that's a very good example that you shared, and very relevant to, at least to me. So that's fantastic, Xintong. Switching gears a little bit here, I'm kind of wanting to know a little bit about the challenges that you're solving that typically AI, pipelines struggle with today. If you can share a little bit about that.
You mean AI pipelines struggle today?
Yeah.
Well, I think this is quite similar to why Flink is the best fit for this system triggered AI, because people are always saying that today's AI is like more easier to make a demo than to put it into production, because if you want to put it into production, it has to be large scale, it
Yeah.
has to be distributed, it has to be fault tolerance, and all those kind of things are exactly what these data processing engines, the distributed systems are good at. People are working on this for decades. But for the AI industry, it's more like it's kind of like working out of the lab and into
Yep.
the production, into the industry. So they can learn the experience from the distributed world. And also, it's like for most of the system triggered agentic pipelines, and maybe even user triggered, the entire pipeline is a combination of data processing and the AI processing. And that part is like, so for other AI frameworks, they will need to invoke or call some kind of data system. But for Flink, Flink itself is a very great data processing engine, so
Yep.
it can seamlessly integrate this data processing with AI processing. So I think that is a advantage.
Yeah, I think you mentioned a very important point there, and thanks for sharing that. But I have a follow-up question here, and that's about how does the technical architecture of Flink agent differ from the standard Flink jobs that they've been already doing? If you can share that differentiation a little bit.
Okay, I think first of all is a programming model.
Yep.
So for data processing, it's more like you have a DAG, you have a bunch of data transformations connected as a DAG. But for AI, it's a different language. You have model, you have these concepts and primitives of model, of prompts, of tools, and all those things are different. And so well, definitely people can just use Flink to build an agent from ground up, but a lot
Yep.
of work will be same for different agents. So we are providing a framework to make user easier to build an agent with Flink. And secondly is that well, normally for Flink data processing, you will have a dedicated dedicated workflow, dedicated plan for how this data should be processed. So that is a static plan. But for AI, is usually highly flexible. So even for each request, it might have different processings, and that is dynamically decided by
Nice.
AI. And sometimes it even have cycles. And these kind of things are currently Flink doesn't support. So that is something Flink agents needs to work on.
Okay, that's pretty cool, and that's a huge gap that you're kind of also filling. I'm kind of curious to know a little bit about the future as well. How do you see the future? What excites you most about the future of Flink agents?
Well, it's hard for me to say what is the most excited part because this is a brand new
Yeah.
project. We don't even have the first release yet. We are planning a first MVP release in maybe by the end of September this
Right.
year. So the whole thing is excited. I'm not talking about any individual features, but
Yeah.
we just making these things to come out is exciting enough for me.
Yeah. No, that's a very honest and transparent answer. But for those who want to also contribute, those developers who are kind of interested in Flink agents and want to contribute, where can they do that?
Okay, so we can just simply go to the GitHub repository of the Flink, of Flink agents. So there's some kind of, in the GitHub discussions, there's some time plans, developing plans, and also GitHub issues, tasks that users can pick up. And we also have a contribution guidelines. So for new contributors, please read our contribution guidelines and reach out
Nice.
to us. And we are really looking forward to more developers to join us on this exciting new project.
I love it. One last question for our audience, and I promise the last one. If folks want to reach out to you, learn more about the different things that you all have been doing in this space, which is the best platform? LinkedIn, X, where can they reach out? I'm pretty sure GitHub, for sure.
Sorry?
Where can they reach out and follow you?
Yeah.
Is LinkedIn a best place? GitHub a best place? Where can they
Well,
follow
I
you?
use LinkedIn, but not very often. But maybe you can reach out me in LinkedIn, but also maybe in mailing list or in the community Slack channel.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. So those are the places you can definitely catch up with Xintong. But it was such a pleasure hosting you on the Ravit Show.
Yeah.
Great insights.
It's
All the
also
best
my-
on the new project, and love it.
Okay, thank you. It's my pleasure.
Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for
Thank
joining
you.
us today.